It was the year 1784, in the quiet Ogoni village of Kaani, where old tales said the spirits of the masquerades returned to the earth every year for one last dance, the Jagaloja. No one dared keep a light burning after midnight on that night. No voice must rise, no foot must wander, no lantern must glow, for the spirits of the river, the wind, and the forest all walked freely till dawn. But one boy, Barry, a farmer's son, known for his courage and kindness, forgot. He left the small oil lantern burning in the hut where his little brother, Ba, slept. His father was at the elders' meeting. His mother slept in the next room. Barry had stayed too long at his friend Bana's house, laughing, believing the spirits were only stories for old women. But when the drums began to fade and the forest went silent, a chill wind brushed through the night, the sign that the masquerades had begun their final dance. Barry woke from his sleep with a cold sweat. His chest pounded. A whisper came, the kind that comes from inside your bones. The light must not burn. He leapt up, calling Pa'a's name. Remembering the lantern, Bana held his arm, warning, Barry, it's too late. Jagaloja has begun. But courage and fear wrestled in him. He broke free and ran into the night. The wind howled like thousands of voices. The ground shook beneath his bare feet. By the time he reached home, the hut was torn apart. The lantern lay shattered, still flickering weakly. His brother was gone. He screamed Baa's name until his voice broke. The only answer was the distant cry of the masquerades fading into the forest. Barry fell to his knees, tears and dust mixing on his face as dawn broke over a village that would never be the same again. When morning came, the women of Kaani gathered. The air was heavy. The silence of the dead hung over the compound. Barry's mother Yina wailed till her voice cracked like thunder over dry earth. She smeared white clay on her face and chest, a mother's cry to the spirits for mercy. Old women circled her, singing ancient dirges that called the ancestors to witness the pain of a mother's heart. They said the spirits had taken Ba because the sacred law of Jagaloja was broken. No flame, no light, no laughter must live when the masquerades walk. But one old priestess, Mamagbori, whispered a warning. The masquerades that came last night were not all spirits. One among them was not born of the other world. Her words spread like fire through the market. Who could dare wear the mask of the gods and walk among them? Who would risk such a curse? And as the village prepared to perform cleansing rites, Barry swore to the river spirits that he would bring back his brother, even if it meant walking into the forest where the masquerades vanish at dawn. As the drums of the new day began to sound, the villagers knew one thing for sure. This year's Jagaloja was not just a festival. It was the beginning of something that should never have awakened. Barry's heart was heavy with despair. The village of Kaani had never known such sorrow, and the story of the vanished boy spread like smoke through the palm groves, reaching even the neighboring village of Boriama. Fathers whispered to their sons, mothers to their daughters, the spirits of Jagaloja do not forgive. they do not forget, and some deaths they are never returned. The priest had spoken with finality. Your brother is gone. There is nothing we can do. The masquerades claim those who break their law. Barry fell silent. The weight of his mother, Yina, pleaded with him to stay. Barry, you cannot fight what the spirits have claimed. Stay with your father. We are cursed enough. His father, returning from the elders' meeting, could only bow his head in grief, knowing the village's eyes would never stop judging them. But Barry would not heed their fear. At first light, he stepped into the dark forest, the same place where the masquerades had vanished that dreadful night. Each step was a whisper, each shadow a warning. Villagers watched from the edge, silent, trembling. Even the elders of Boriama feared to speak, for they knew the forest kept his secrets. Days passed. Weeks passed. Barry returned once more to Kaani, empty-handed, eyes hollow, footsteps slow. He could find nothing. The forest had swallowed his brother, leaving only the echoes of laughter, of life, of a day that should never have been. And so, the villagers of Kaani learned to live with fear. When the next Jagaloja approached, every lantern was snuffed, every drum silenced, every meeting cancelled. Farming stopped, markets closed, even the rivers seemed to murmur their warning. Remember what happened here. Remember what you dared to forget. Barry's parents mourned in silence. Mothers in neighboring Boriama whispered to their children, teaching them to fear the night when the masquerades danced. And though life continued, there was a hole in Kaani that no song could fill, no festival could heal. A hole carved by the spirits themselves, a reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved. For in the land of the Ogoni, the forest remembers, and it waits. And so ends the tale of the night when a lantern burned too long and a boy vanished. The story lingered like smoke in the palm trees, a warning to every heart that dares to challenge the dance of the masquerades.
And so, the tale ends, but its echo still dances in the wind. Remember, child, the moon never forgets the stories whispered beneath her light. You've been listening to Moonlight Tales of Africa. If your heart has felt the fire tonight, let it glow. Like, share, and come again when the moon calls.